Good morning. It is Saturday the 11th of March and I'm now ready to tell people what's been going on. This is about me personally, not about Martin. There's been loads going on about Martin as well, but this is me. So when I was in Scotland last July 2022, one of my friends, my oldest friend since we were kids in Scotland, she told me that she was going to have bariatric surgery in Turkey. And I'd never, ever thought of it. I knew about it because my sister Hannah had it done. And but I'd never thought about it for myself. So I kind of started researching in July and then waited until she had her up in August. And then saw how successful it was and how well she'd done. And I carried on researching. So I basically researched for about 8 months and had a Zoom meeting with the medical group that I was using in Turkey and had about 30 odd questions written down, all prepared. Asked them all sorts of questions. What's going to be the best op for me? What can I expect to lose? What medication will I be on afterwards? How long does the op last? What if there's complications? How long will I be in hospital for? And they answered every question, like they knew their stuff basically. And then in November, I think it was, I booked my flights to Istanbul. There were places in Izmir as well, but I decided to go to Istanbul. And I flew into Istanbul in February. What was the day? 16th, 17th of February. Did an overnight flight actually, and then got picked up from the airport in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. And then I had the op done on the Friday within a few hours of landing in Istanbul, and after having various blood tests done and chest x-rays, etc. So this is the big news. So I've done basically a bit of a video diary of what happened, or the days I was in hospital. I was in hospital from Friday to the Tuesday, and the care was amazing. I can't fault this company at all. The staff, the nurses, the doctor, the surgeon, the interpreters, they were amazing. So yeah, I've done a bit of a video blog for you. Also, guys, if you don't want to see the surgery, then don't watch right at the end, because some of it was filmed. And I know for some it will just be too gruesome seeing my stomach chopped in. Well, not even a half, actually. They take about 75% of your stomach. So you're just left with a little bit. So for some, it's going to just be too full on and they won't want to watch that. For me, I've always loved watching operations. I find it fascinating. Yeah. Funny that. In nursing, nothing really bothered me. The worst thing was feet. I never liked dealing with feet. But operations, gruesome stuff, and dealing with the t'other end never bothered me at all. So yeah, don't watch that if you don't want to watch it. And yeah, hope you... yeah. And by the way, so far, in 3.5 weeks, I've lost 2 stone. So just got like another 8 to lose over the next year or so. And basically my heart's desire is, God willing, that I can lose like another 8 stone. Then I can go horse riding. And then I can go paragliding and parachuting. Hopefully in the Corsica's Mountains, paragliding later this year. But there you go. I hope you enjoy the video blogs. Bye. Okay. Good morning. It is, I don't know, like 9:15 in the morning. The travel to the hospital was amazing. So amazing. There was a big TV screen in the back of my taxi. So I watched loads of stuff about what God is doing in Asbury Revival. That was amazing to watch. So then I got to the hospital about 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I arrived at then I went straight down to have my lungs tested on the X-ray machine. Then I have had loads of blood tests done and my heart rate done and what's it called, CT scan. And then I've been talking with Zara and Zaro for ages. And then I met the surgeon, Dr. Juba, and now I'm just waiting to be taken down for surgery. So all is well, all is well. I can honestly say they are so attentive, they are so kind, they're so helpful. They can't do enough to help. And so far, no regrets. The only thing I'm concerned about at this point is waking up and having the awful gas pains. But I'll just try and walk as much as I can with my walker to dislodge all that. And hopefully fart it all out. Okay. See you later. Hello. It's me again. I don't know when. It's all done anyway. It's all done. Now I'm just kind of coming round and stuff. But I'm okay. They're really good to me. Really kind to me. Really helpful. Hiya. It's 6:10 on Friday. I've been sleeping on and off all afternoon, which is great. I think I had the op about 10 or 11 o'clock. And the op takes about an hour, and then recovery. And then I've just been sleeping loads. I've been up for walks to try and disperse the gas. I've been for 2 or 3 walks. About to go for another little walk. I haven't drank anything yet. I'm gagging for something to drink. I'm so thirsty. But I'm sure I'll be drinking a little bit soon. Yeah, so I'm okay. My tummy's just a bit tender. But I kind of think it will be worse tomorrow because I've got loads of anaesthetic in me at the moment. But I'm okay. All is well. Hiya. Hello. It's 3:30 here in Istanbul. I've just been for another sleep. I tend to be awake for an hour or two and then sleep because I'm so tired. But thankfully, no pain. They're really good with pain relief. Thank goodness. I had a look today at what I had to look to see what this operation actually did, like a live feed. Whew, my goodness, am I glad I'm on pain relief. So, yeah, I'm doing really fine. I'm just sleeping a lot, reading and YouTubing like I do. And drinking, like I'm sipping. You have to just sip all the time. And I'm on a... oh, that's not nice. On a drip as well. I can honestly tell you, like, staff are amazing, doctor's amazing. Dr. Juma, he did me. Yesterday when I saw him, he was so serious. But today, when he realised what I was reading, he was like well excited, well like animated, talking about history and the Bible and Israel and Turkey, and like because we both love history. And Armenia, because I'm going to Armenia, God willing, at the end of the year. Loads of Armenians living in here in Turkey, which I didn't realise actually. So we were talking about loads of stuff. In fact, we forgot to talk about my health because we were talking about everything else. Yeah, so staff amazing, doctors amazing, care's amazing. The interpreter's really kind. She always comes and visits and checks in with me. She's really awesome. so I can't fault them anyway. Got an amazing room, amazing ensuite bathroom. I'm hoping by Monday I can just go out for a little run on my scooter, to be honest. Because, yeah, I don't feel like it today, obviously. But maybe by Monday I'll be able to, like, go out for a rerun on my scooter. But yeah, there you go. Oh, it's a long message. Bye. Okay, I've come out of hospital for a bit. Oh, hello, there's a nice dog over there. Come out of hospital for a bit to get some fresh air and get my hair washed and feet done, because it's always so cheap over here. And I think I paid like £3.50 for a pedicure, maybe £3.50, which is pretty good, isn't it? So I'm just making my way back to the hotel now. Oh, not hotel. I keep saying hotel. It's not the hotel. I'm on my way back to the hospital. The hospital is pretty amazing, I have to say. Although the food's not so great, but then that's not their fault. It's because of the diet I'm now on for a jolly long time. Okay, on my last leg, going back to the hospital. So you'll see from here, it's a pretty busy area. I don't know the name of this area of Istanbul. Well, I might know it, but I can't pronounce it very well. But this is where the hospital is. See that shiny building up ahead? That's where I am. Rather smart looking building. Private hospital. I thought it was all bariatrics or something, but on the wall where I've been, I think there was a childbirth last night or this morning. But this is the hospital. It's not really easy to get a picture of this, actually. Dolgan Hastanesi, that's the name of it. Let me just go in here a minute. Okay, so this is my chicken broth. It's warm and it's clear and it smells a little bit like chicken broth, but it looks mostly like water, but that's the way it's got to be. And then over here I've got some sort of like fruit thing, like it's maybe natural fruit and water but with no sugar added, and again that's just like liquid. This is my meal of the day. Good morning. I wasn't saying that to you. Chill out. Good morning. It is Thursday morning in February. I don't know what the date is. And I am 6 days post-op. And I'm back home. Got home last night after quite a long day journeying from Stansted. But I'm glad to be home. And I came home to some beautiful red roses, which was really lovely of Martin. And Samson was really excited to see me. Forgot to film that last night. So yes, about the op. I'm 6 days post-op. And my wounds are healing really well. So far I haven't vomited and had pain at all. Not at all. I can't begin to say, express how amazing all the staff were. From the minute I landed in Istanbul, as I came out of the airport, the taxi service, the hospital that was really amazing, all the staff, the interpreter, the surgeon were really, really great. So attentive, so caring, couldn't do enough to help. Also the professionalism, like when I left hospital on Tuesday, I was given 3 or 4 documents. One was an itemised amount of all the meds I'd had, all the procedure entailed, exactly how many milligrams or mils I'd had of saline or pain relief or anything. And then what I was discharged with my protein drinks and injections and other things that I've got. What else? Everything was itemised on that list. And then there was another document for the airline, if there was a problem going through security with injections, obviously, and with a bag full of meds. So that was all itemised. And then I have a detailed document about what I'm to do for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So I'm now on protein shakes now that I'm home. In hospital, I was just drinking like the weakest chicken broth and the weakest kind of fruit drink. Quite not very nice to taste, but I kept doing it because you've got to keep your fluids up. I'm now on fluid, protein shakes, high protein. I'm allowed to go on skim milk, but I'm not going to do that for a couple of days. I just want to make sure that my body can handle this. So at the moment I'm drinking probably 200 mils twice a day. And I've got chocolate, vanilla and strawberry flavours. Again, they're not, I think it's because they haven't got sugar in them. They're not the greatest, but they're better than the chicken broth and the fruit juice I was doing for days. I was getting a bit tired of that after 5 days. So what I've done is I've actually made a list of some of the reasons why I made this drastic decision to go over to Istanbul and have this surgery. I know it's a drastic decision, and I know that the small amount of people I told, and it was a very small amount, were very worried and didn't really trust the whole process of going over to Istanbul, but it wasn't a decision I made lightly. But I'll talk about that in another video, I think. But here are some of the reasons why I decided to do this gastric sleeve and have bariatric surgery. My heart, not my emotional heart, but my real heart. I was beginning to have twinges in my heart. And that enough to know I couldn't be messing around anymore. The other reason was breathing. As you know, I have what's it called, dysfunctional breathing syndrome. No, disorder, dysfunctional breathing disorder, where suddenly, for no reason at all, I just not able to breathe, and sometimes that can go on for days, and I'm left unable to talk and communicate and very weak and feel very fragile and vulnerable. So I wanted to obviously increase my health and then hopefully increase my breathing. I'm not entirely sure it will, because like when I'm swimming, my breathing is so controlled and so, yeah, absolutely fine. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, it will increase improve my health, improve my fitness. The other one is photos. When I was in Greece last year and looked back at photographs of me on my scooter travelling around Meteora, I was quite horrified. I think I'd put on 2 or 3 stone in the last 2 years, and I didn't like that. Energy levels. So I'm really hoping my energy levels will improve. Energy levels aren't great because of functional neurological disorder, and I know from my support groups that other FND patients really suffer with their energy levels because your body everything's a struggle. But obviously by losing weight, if my energy levels do improve, well, that's great. I'll be really happy, because sometimes I get so frustrated because there are things I want to do and I can't do because I'm constantly having to really pace myself or go back to bed and get an hour's sleep or something. So we'll see about that. Scooters. The scooters, that was quite a big one and quite a worrying one, quite a mind-consuming thing, really. My scooter's just really, not my big all-terrain scooter, but my little scooter, just struggling up the drive and struggling up the hill and running out of battery really quickly. So wanting to obviously make it better for the scooter. Oh, hang on. Yes, I talked about my scooters, and that is, a biggie with me, really. Sleep apnea. Sleep apnea has been a nightmare. Probably more for Martin than for me. But again, I think sleep apnea makes you very tired because you're constantly, you can't breathe properly and then you wake yourself up, even though I don't really remember waking myself up. But I think that's another big reason for tiredness. And poor Martin, he normally sleeps through everything, but he's finding it really hard with my really bad snoring. And then my body stops breathing, and I think that's been awful. Swimming. I want to get my swimming times back up. I've always been a swimmer since I was a kid. And back in the day, I used to do 3 miles a week. Used to do like a mile in 60 minutes. Want to improve my swimming, and weight loss would be great for that. Mind you, saying that, my arms don't work very well in the water now. But anyway, we can still improve it. Even with breaststroke. I can only do breaststroke and backstroke now. I can't do front crawl because my brain's not telling my arms how to do it. It's very frustrating. But at least my legs can do more than they used to do. Horse riding. I would love to get back on a horse. I would really love to get back on a horse, but you actually there's a weight limit. There's a weight limit for horses. I went to Calvary Trust a couple years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, and they said there's a limit. It's 14 stone before you can go on a horse for horse riding. So that's another thing I'd like to do. I'd really like to go up in a biplane, and I'd like to go up in a helicopter. That would be wonderful. And a biplane is a smaller plane, and I think they normally measure, they want to know your weight if you're overweight. So I'm hoping to do that at some point. Parachuting. I really want to go parachuting. Wanted to go for ages. And paragliding. So hopefully, God willing, when I'm in the Corsica Mountains later this year, I can go paragliding. So that's another 2 on my bucket list. Parachuting, paragliding, but they have weight limits. Aeroplane seatbelts. Every time I get on an aeroplane, they have to give me one of those extenders. And sometimes they don't wait for me to ask. They just assume and know that I need it. As I noticed on Pegasus Airlines the other day. So that would be good, not to have to use an extender. Also, I've got 2 big weddings this year. My cousin Sam and my cousin Aiden. And I want to look great for them. I'm looking forward to getting into some newer slimline clothes. Oh yeah, that's the other thing on the subject of clothes. Obviously, I'm looking forward to getting new clothes, new undies. But I also love different styles of clothing. So when I've lost weight, I want to get some clothes from the 40s, clothes from the 60s, rock and roll dresses. Oh my goodness. And maybe another Georgian dress. Because I just think they're so beautiful. And I don't want to just do what everyone else wears and wears clothes from this age. I don't mind going out wearing other clothes. Be fun. So clothing's another big one. And then last but not final. Well, last but not... Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Last but final. I want to look better for Martin. My dear love, Mr. Martin. I want to look better for him. Because he's very fit and slim, and he can eat basically whatever he eats. Like what he likes. Doesn't matter a thing for him. So yeah, I do want to look better for him. I think that's it for now. I won't say any more for now, but I'm doing really well. 6 days post-op. No vomiting, no sickness, no major pain. And I'm really, really grateful to God for that. I know that people have been really praying for me. When I was in hospital, there were 2 or 3 other people that had the same op, and they were suffering so much, vomiting, retching, heaving, and just really crying out in pain. And it was a bit scary, actually, because I was thinking, that could be me next. The only thing I would say at the moment I'm a bit worried about is every time I try something new, how is it going to affect me? So yesterday I had like really watered down soup, and I thought, is this going to be okay? Or is it going to mess up my stomach? And then last night I tried the first protein shake, and you just start very tentatively because you never know how your body's going to react. And if the things that your body were fine with before is going to be a problem after. That's it for now. Bye. Hiya. I thought I'd just do another video blog while I'm taking Samson for a lovely walk in the countryside. It's very beautiful, look at that. So lovely out here, near Westacott. The wonderful thing about being in Barnstable is you only have to go, I don't know, 5 minutes and then you're out in the countryside, and so lovely. Anyway, I thought I'd do a video update about recovery. I'm 8 days after the operation now, and thank God I still haven't had major pain or vomiting or anything like that. Car coming. Thank you. Keep going, Sam. Yesterday was my first time of trying skimmed milk in a drink, and I could only drink like a little bit of it, maybe like that much, because, can I see that? Oh, there we are. About that much, because it was just too rich for me. It tasted so good, but I knew that I'd have to stop because I could feel, not in pain or even discomfort, but I just could feel like the stomach was struggling to process it. So I'm going to try another little bit later and then just build up slowly, as well as having very watery soups, which have been really delicious after having these chicken broths in hospital all those days. Really watery chicken broths. These the soups that I've got are so nice. Naomi dropped off one of her homemade Spanish vegetable ones yesterday, and that is just so delicious, but really watered down. And I'm hoping to make some soup later today and then some more on Monday with the veggies that I've got in my fridge. But there was a funny story that I wanted to share with you, since it's been 9 days since I had a meal. So basically, the day before the operation, which was Thursday, I was told not to eat anything from 6 o'clock. So I can't even remember what my last meal was. A bit weird, isn't it? But I know I enjoyed it. But the last drink that I was to have was at 11 p.m. on Thursday night. So I was at the airport at this point. So I went to Starbucks or Costa, one of those, and asked for a massive hot chocolate with whipped cream. And boy, did that go down well. Oh my goodness. So that was my last drink and my last meal on Thursday night. And then haven't had a nice cup of tea since. Just black watery tea, which is not really my favourite. So what I was going to say was, I found since this operation and not having meals, even though I feel full, I don't particularly feel hungry. I don't particularly feel hungry, but the smell of foods is so delicious. I'm like, oh my goodness. Last night, Martin cooked just cheesy garlic bread. He thought it was a pizza. And he was like, oh, that pizza's disgusting. I said, well, it wasn't actually a pizza, mine. It was garlic cheesy bread. And that's one of my favourites. I just love garlic cheesy bread. So, yeah, the smells of food have just been, so difficult. And I found myself really, like, thinking about food so much. And what has also become really apparent is that there's adverts for food all the time. So I watch YouTube, and then there's adverts in between food, like McDonald's or coffee or fajitas. So many adverts for food. So on the way home on Wednesday, I was on the bus for hours, like, I don't know, 10, 11 hours. And my mind was just super aware of food. And I got off at Victoria, and there was Greg's. And I was like, oh, Greg's sausage rolls, beautiful. And then I'm on the bus. I'm actually on the bus before I got to Greg's. I could hear rustling of paper, and I'm thinking, oh, crisps. And then more rustling paper, and I'm thinking, yeah, Greg's sausage rolls. Oh, I'd love a bite of that right now. And it was really annoying me. And then I look out the bus window, and the massive trucks are going past, all advertising food. And then the home delivery for Tesco's and Waitrose and Asda, they've all got delicious food on the sides. So I thought, oh, for goodness sake, this is doing my head in, this is. So I picked up my book, started to read my book, and then it said, oh, they went and got a takeaway for Brother Andrew, which was falafel and kofta. That's Arabic food. Like, it's one of my favourite foods in the Muslim world. I just love falafels. I live off falafels when I'm there. And kofta. I love lamb kofta. So delicious. So then I put my book down because I was so frustrated. And then I looked out the window again, and one of the home delivery services, and it could have been Waitrose because I don't think it's one that Tesco's does, one of those goes past, and it's got this beautiful country scene. I'm going to go down there. All right. Yeah, it's got a really beautiful country scene on it with rolling hills like Devon, lovely trees. And I'm looking at the hills and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, those hills are made of tiger bread. I love tiger bread. Oh, I'd love a bit of tiger bread with a nice bit of butter on it. So that was so frustrating. And oh yeah, the trees were made of broccoli. So yeah, it's doing my head in just thinking about food so much. But basically I've got another week of pureed food, no, water food, like fluid food, and then I can go to pureed food. And I've been looking up just lots of recipes for pureed food, even like pureed vegetables, because I love my veg. Well, I love everything really. But yeah, there's my little update for today. This is Saturday and I'm 8 days out of surgery. Hi, so it's sorry, it's Thursday. Actually, I don't know what date it is. I think we're in March. But basically, it's the night before puree day. So I've had 2 weeks of the liquid diet, like really watery soups, really weak cups of tea with skim milk, and like loads and loads of water. But I'm ready to go on to pureed. It's supposed to be tomorrow morning, but I'm actually going to try something tonight. So I've got a wee bowl there of some liquidized dinner. It's something that Donna had in the freezer, which is really great. So it's a Christmas dinner, but it's been liquidized, right, like pureed. So I'm going to have that. It'll be interesting to see how much I can eat of that. Will I be able to eat it all, or will I be absolutely stuffed? I don't know. But I'm super excited to be doing something different, because quite frankly, after a while, liquids only do get a bit boring. But let's see how we get on. I'll do another vlog afterwards. Okay, bye. Hi again. Still Thursday, and it's like half an hour since I've eaten. Honestly, I'm a bit weirded out. Oh, I need to turn this down a minute. because, so here's a bowl. It is empty. And like, I deliberately took my time eating it so that I didn't overeat or anything like that. And then all of a sudden it's over and it's finished and it's gone. But it's like I can feel absolutely everything going down, right up here. I don't even, like, is that normal? This is my first meal for 2 weeks, so is that normal? Like, you literally just feel everything going down, and then my stomach feels okay, but it doesn't, it's almost like my head's telling me I'm still hungry, have some more, it was delicious. But then I don't, because I can like feel this stuff going down and I don't particularly feel comfortable. One thing I've learned is with this gastric sleeve is when I take too big a gulp of water or too big a mouthful of water or protein drink or something, I need to belch more. And I kind of feel like I need to do a massive belch now. But it's not coming, so maybe it's just food there. But anyway, I ate it and it was actually really delicious. It was a Christmas dinner that Donna had pureed. It was so delicious. I don't know why she pureed a Christmas dinner, unless she did it for the little one. I don't know. But, it was really nice to have a meal. A pureed one at that. Really good. I'm going to have another protein drink in a minute because I don't think I've had enough protein today. And then I'll try and get more liquids down because I'm really aiming to get between 1,000 and 1,500 mils of mainly water. So I've only been having 1 or 2 cups of tea a day and just drinking water. But it's quite hard going because you can only sip. If you keep pushing it, you're just going to bring it back up or belch. Not that I have brought it back up. I haven't vomited at all, which is really good. And the only time I was like a little bit was because I took 2 of my night meds in one go, and that was just a bit much, I think. But apart from that, yeah, I'm good. So I think I might do another. Oh no, there was something I was going to say. So far it looks like I've lost at least 1.5 stone, but silly me forgot to weigh when I left Barney. So I have an idea of what I was. I have quite a good idea, but I don't know exactly. So that's why I'm saying it's at least 1.5 stone. And it looks like it's coming off quite fast, which is awesome. But the things I have to be really strict about is getting protein down my throat and loads of liquids. Okay, now I'm off to do Martin's dinner, and can you guess it? I'm actually doing him some sausage and egg and beans and chips, so he will love me forever. But actually, to be fair, Martin's had a really horrendous day. We've had some horrid news that's just been a lot to stomach. I think we're doing better this evening. We had a meeting with the doctor this morning. We're doing better this evening than we were this morning. But yeah, so he deserves one of his favourite meals tonight, I think, dear Martin. Okay, I might do another story later. I might do. We'll see how it goes. Bye.
Ruth Kington'un ameliyatı bitmek üzere. Mideyi kestik, aldık. Şimdi ikinci dikişlerle sağlamlaştırıyoruz ki kaçak ve kanama olmasın. Ayrıca gelecekte kilo alma problemi olmasın diye. Ruth Kington'un ameliyatını henüz bitirmedik de bitirmek üzereyiz. Midesini ayırdık, güzel oldu burası. Ruth Kington'un tüp mide ameliyatını yapıyoruz. Mideyi ayırdık. Şimdi ikinci dikişlerle sağlamlaştırıyoruz. Kaçak ve kanama olmasın. Ayrıca gelecekte kilo alma problemi olmasın diye. Teşekkür ederiz.
Okay, that's the end of my little 3-week video blog. Hope you found it interesting. I'm going to say a little story because I can't remember if I actually told the story before. It's on the journey back from Stansted Airport. That was a long day, that was. It was like, oh goodness, 9-10 hours of travelling. My goodness, it was so long. And all the way up to Stansted and getting to Istanbul, I slept and slept and slept. The journeys took 5 minutes because I was just sleeping all the time. But coming home, I could not go to sleep. It was so frustrating. So the journey was so long. Anyway, on the journey home, I was getting really obsessed with food. It was ridiculous. So I was on the bus and I could hear paper paper rustling, and I was immediately thinking of Greg's sausage rolls. And then somebody else opened a packet of something and I was like, oh, crisps. How lovely to eat a packet of crisps right now. And then I noticed on all the lorries going past on the motorways, all the lorries, or most of the lorries, had pictures, massive pictures of delicious food. Oh my goodness. And I was getting really frustrated. And then we were going through London on our way to Victoria, and then all the home delivery vans were going past, Tesco's, Waitrose, Sainsbury's, all with massive pictures of food on the side. So I thought, oh, stuff this, I'm going to go and read a bit more of my book. So I picked up my book again, Brother Andrew in the Middle East. And the first paragraph I read was that they went and got him takeaway and got him some kofta and falafel, which is my favourite Middle Eastern food. Falafels and kofta. Oh, so nice. So I was like, oh, for goodness sake, what's going on here? I was so obsessed. And then I thought, right, I'm putting this book down again now. Looked out the window and blow me, another van goes past and it's got a beautiful countryside scene. A wee bit like Devon, rolling hills. Lovely rolling hills, and then lots of lovely trees and streams. Then I looked again and I thought, hang on a minute, that looks like flipping tiger bread. I love tiger bread. Fresh tiger bread with some butter. Oh my goodness. So the hills look like tiger bread, and blow me, the trees were made out of broccoli. And then I was thinking, well, am I seeing things? Has my mind become so obsessed that I'm literally seeing things here? And yeah, I never did figure it out if it really was a scene that was, yeah, made up with food, or if my brain was playing tricks on me. I don't know. But yes, that's my little funny story from coming back to Barnstable from Stansted. Okay, have I got anything else to update? Oh yes, I can update because I didn't do a video blog this week. I can update that there's been a couple times this week when reflux has been really bad. Once on Monday, I had something really simple, tuna mayo, some mashed root vegetables and mashed potato, and it was too much. I think I'd had 5 tablespoons, and 5 tablespoons is just too much for me. So I felt quite awful, like, and needed to vomit. When I had vomited, I felt so much better. Never had reflux before, so it's all quite new to me. And also my tablets, some of my tablets that I need to take for FMD are quite big capsules. So it's really hard because you need to get these capsules down with a big gulp of water, but you can't take big gulps of water because that causes problems in itself. So I found that a little bit hard. But for the most part this week, as long as I keep it to 3 tablespoons and eat slowly, really concentrate and just eat slowly and not rush my food down. Like yesterday, I tried to rush my food down so I could get out of the house, but it just didn't work, and that was soup. It just won't work. You've got to just be slow when you're doing it now. Anything else to update? Because I'm just like 3 weeks post-op now, 2 stone down, which is awesome. I don't think there's anything else, but I might do later on, like in 3 months or 6 months, I might do another video blog. I don't know. We'll see how things go. I've got another week of puree food, and then I will start putting into my diet like whole food. But ideally, you just add 1 or 2 things each day so that you can work out what your body can tolerate and what it can't tolerate. And so far, with the liquidized things, I've been able to have like liquidized chicken, liquidized veg. And yeah, it's all seemed to have gone down fine. But the challenge will be when I start going on to real food and just listening to what my body's saying and how my stomach reacts to that. But that's all for now, folks. Hope you've enjoyed watching and hearing my big news. Bye.